Hey guys, Mara here and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a makeup tutorial kind of ish on this look. I am testing out a bunch of new products on my face today and I wanted to share my thoughts and these products with you guys. These aren't really, I didn't really haul these products. I didn't buy a whole bunch of products at once, but it's products that I've kind of just been grabbing here and there that I just wanted to test out for you guys on camera. Just did a recent drugstore haul and testing out drugstore makeup, and these are kind of the products that were left over after that video. Testing those products, also some new purchases. If you want to know what I think about some of these products and see them in action, then please continue watching and let's jump into the tutorial. Okay guys, to start off the look, I don't have a brand new primer, so I'm just gonna grab my newest primer, or my new-ish primer, and it is the Hello Fab Coconut Skin Smoothie Priming Moisturizer. This is for sensitive skin and for dry skin, and I'm just gonna apply this all over my face. So for foundation, I picked up the new Bare Minerals, well, it's not really new, but it's the Bare Minerals Original Foundation, and they came out with 12 new shades, I believe, so there's like 30 in the collection now, and I picked up the shade Fair Ivory, brand new shade from Bare Minerals. I want to get back into wearing these types of foundation, well, this type of foundation, especially for work. I think it's really work appropriate. It doesn't look cakey or, you know, like you've painted your face on or anything. It's a very natural, luminous finish, and that's what I love about it. Those are my favorite types of foundations. But since this is a powder foundation, I'm gonna go ahead and put my concealer on first and then put my foundation on after. So the concealer that I have that's new to me is the Catrice Liquid Camouflage High Coverage Concealer. I have mine in the shade Light Natural. I don't know if this is my correct shade. I grabbed the lightest one because that's typically what color I am. At Ulta, they only had 3 different shades, so I went with the latest one. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply it. It has a nice doe foot applicator, as most concealers these days do, and I'm gonna apply this under my eye. Ooh, that's pretty high coverage, so they're not kidding there. It has a scent. I can't really pinpoint. It kind of smells like a face wash or something. That's what's coming to my mind. And then I'm gonna take a beauty blender and blend that out. It's actually blending really nicely. I'm not having too much trouble. It's not drying very quickly. Some concealers really dry fast, and then that I have to work in sections, especially high coverage ones like this. Since that foundation that I'm going to be using isn't quite full coverage, I'm going to add just a little bit more here to my cheeks. If you can see, I have a little bit of discoloration and redness going on. I'm just going to blend that out as well. Okay, so from what I can see, the concealer really blended out nicely. It's not creasing yet, so that's promising. And it doesn't feel very oily. It's very high coverage, but it doesn't feel tacky. It's a very smooth, it kind of reminds me of the Tarte Shape Tape. So far, it's doing really well. The only thing I don't like about it is the smell. It's kind of florally or like clean scented, and I don't really like that. We'll see how it affects my skin. Sometimes I have a little bit of sensitivity to fragrances, so we'll see. Now, I don't have a new setting powder either, so I'm just going to use the setting powder that is newest to me yet again. It's the RCMA No Color Powder. I've heard so many people talk and rave about this, and I just went ahead and picked it up from Beautylish. I'm going to be taking my Real Techniques blush brush like this. This is the powder, or the brush I always use to set my under eyes. And the packaging on this is kind of weird. I don't really like the whole like spice shaker type of packaging, but what I like to do is I'll like dip my brush into the very top and then like pat it off in the lid and set my under eye. I really enjoy this powder because it's really nice and finely milled, and it never looks powdery on my face. You can never see like chunks of powder. Sometimes with like other powders or colored powders, you can see like patches of powder, or they'll cling to dry patches. This powder does not do that to me at all. So moving on to foundation, of course I've already spoke about it. It's the Bare Minerals Original Foundation. What I like to do is I'm just going to tap a little bit off into the lid. I'm going to take my Real Techniques buffing brush. I like to use a dense brush because I like to get a little bit extra coverage when I'm using a foundation like this. Sorry, that was probably loud. But then I'm going to, I swirl my brush in the lid and then tap it off and I'm going to press it onto the skin. I love this freaking foundation. I was obsessed with the Bare Minerals Original Foundation. Like I said, in high school and in college, it was like the only foundation I would wear because it is really healthy for the skin. It's those minerals. I love this. I am really impressed with the color. I am much more happy with it than the Fairly Light shade and even Fair. So whenever I saw this, I immediately had to pick it up because I think it's gonna be perfect. At least for my skin tone now, it's pretty perfect. And I love the way that this foundation looks, and I love the way that it wears. It's very weightless, like you can't even tell you have foundation on. It doesn't feel tacky at all, obviously because it's a powder, and it just, I wouldn't say it's exceptionally long wearing, but it just makes my skin look good. It makes my skin feel good, and I think it gives the most beautiful, luminous, healthy glow to the skin. So if you're looking for a good foundation that is powder form and that's very low maintenance, then definitely check out the Bare Minerals Original because it's a fantastic product, and I feel like it's kind of fallen off the bandwagon. I feel like a lot of people don't talk about it anymore, and I still personally love it. Okay, so next I would typically do bronzer, and I'm really sad because the two products I have here that I picked up that are newer with bronzers in them, I don't think they're gonna work for me. This is the Flower Beauty Lift and Sculpt Contouring Palette in the shade Light to Medium. And I did swatch this bronzer, but it's almost red based. Like when I applied it to my cheeks the first time, like this is one of the products I've had for a while and I did try it out. It almost made my skin look red, and I was like, it really disappointed me because I wanted to love it. I need a more neutral tone bronzer, a more cooler tone bronzer. This is a very warm bronzer, so I'm not going to be using this today. The next one I have here that is a bronzer is the Alexis Ren x Colourpop collab. It is this duo. It has a bronzer and a highlight. Now on the website I thought that this would work for me, and I was totally wrong. If I swatch this bronzer next to the flower one, like that's orange. That is straight up orange. And I know this bronzer is never gonna work for me. I will never be able to put this on my face because it's way too orange. Now maybe in the future if I decide to get tanner during the summertime, which never happens, maybe it'll work. But right now, and judging by past summers and my whole life, this will never work for me. It's way too warm. So because both bronzers that I tried have failed, I'm just going to grab my Too Faced Chocolate Soleil bronzer, my favorite bronzer. It is the perfect neutral shade for me, and I'm going to take my Bare Minerals handy Buki brush and I'm just going to apply that to my face. You guys already know this is my favorite bronzer slash contour shade. For blush, I have two new blushes, and they're both kind of like the same undertone. And the first one I have is the Flower Beauty Flower Pots Powder Brush in the shade Peach Primrose. And this is what the packaging looks like. I love this packaging. So cute. And then you have your nice little flower, and then this nice peachy shade. I'll swatch it here. These are a little bit powdery when you put your brush in, so I suggest tapping off the excess whenever you dip your brush in because you're going to go in quite heavy-handed if you go at it full force. And then the next one I have is actually in this palette right here. It's this MakeupGeek blush in the shade Bliss. It's a really pretty matte, like peachy orange shade. I'll swatch it back here. You can barely see it on the skin. I think it's really stunning. So I think I'm gonna go with this blush today. I don't know, I'm feeling like a really light blush. So I'm gonna take my Real Techniques blush brush, dip in, and I'm just going to lightly apply this to my cheeks. That's the first time I'm using this blush, and it's really stunning. I love these subtle blushes like this that barely give you a touch of color, but it just makes your skin look so healthy and just glowy, and that's what I really love about blushes like this. I have tried the Flower Beauty one, and like I said, it's very pigmented, so you have to just be careful. Definitely tap off the excess powder because it is pretty powdery. I don't have any of the other shades, but this peach one is pretty powdery, so it can go on pretty heavy-handed if you're not careful. The next product is Highlight, of course, and this is a product I'm really excited to use. I haven't used this yet on my face, but I did swatch it and I put a picture on my Instagram. This is the Pixi plus Aspynovard. I'm really sorry if I mispronounced that. I am not familiar with this collaboration, but apparently this individual right here is like a beauty blogger or a fashion blogger. I kind of got a little card with the product, but I've long since thrown that away. This is what the product looks like. It is the Pixi Glowy Powder in the shade London Lustre. And whenever you swatch it, here's the swatch, it's super pigmented. So I'm gonna swatch it on my hand. And you can see it's very pigmented. Like, I was so impressed. This is like up on par with some high-end highlighters as far as consistency and as far as swatching goes. Like, it's very buttery and creamy when you stick your finger in. So really promising. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take, this So Susan fan brush. And okay, whenever you dip the brush in, it is a little bit powdery. So I'm gonna dust off the excess. And I'm just going to start applying this to my cheeks. Okay, so I am super impressed with this highlighter. This is phenomenal. Now, this was like $16, I believe, at Target, so it's a little bit more pricey than your typical drugstore makeup product. So you're getting a really good product whenever you purchase this, and look at it on my face. Like, it's seriously stunning. It's not glittery at all. Even when you look up close, it's not accentuating any of my like fine lines on my face or any of my texture. It's just a really nice sheen on the face. It looks really, it's almost like a glow from within type of look. Really highly impressed with this highlighter. This is probably one of my favorite things I've put on my face so far. Like, out of new things, like this is probably one of my favorite new purchases. I love this. Okay, so for my eye product, I'm going to be doing something a little bit different today. So the products that I have that are new, I have the brand new Too Faced Peanut Butter and Honey palette. So this is what I'm going to be putting on my eyes, but I'm going to be doing a separate video dedicated to what I'm doing on my eyes today. So that video should already be up and uploaded. I will link it down below. If you want to see these shadows in action, go check it out. So I'm going to go and apply these, film that video, and then I'll be back to finish up the look and finish the lips and everything. So I know it's weird, but bear with me. I'm just trying to save time in the long run because, as you know, I work full time on top of doing YouTube, so I try to minimize the amount of time it takes like to film videos. I try to time manage as much as I can, so I'm going to film an entire video and first impression on this product, really dig deep and look at the nitty-gritties about this palette and whether I like it or hate it. And if you want to see that video, I will link that down below. Okay, so the next thing I have to test out is the Stila Magnificent Metals Glitter and Glow Liquid Eyeshadow. Everyone has been talking about these, so I went ahead and picked one up. I wanted the shade Kitten Karma, but they were sold out at my Ulta, so I went ahead and picked up Smoldering Satin. It's another really wearable shade in my opinion. It's a like dark brown or like a tannish type of base with silver glitters. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply this all over my lid and let you know what I think. Okay, so be careful when you blend it with your finger because I blended away a lot of the glitter. So I'm just trying to pack it back on now. A lot of it's on my finger, as you can see. Ooh, and there is some fallout with this, so just be wary. For this video, I decided to do my whole face first because I was doing first impressions and whatnot. But I would recommend doing this before you apply your face makeup because it looks like it is gonna have some fallout. I really love the way that these glitters look though. They're really stunning and really pigmented. So if you want something that's pretty intense, like this is not going to be an everyday wear type of product, but if you want something that's pretty intense that you can just pop on to like intensify a look, or like if you're going out, I think this would even be nice as like a liquid or as like an eyeliner. You could play with it, maybe dip a brush into it, or even like I think it'd be cool to smudge on your lower lash line if it doesn't irritate my eyes. So we'll see how that works. I am going to take my Peanut Butter and Honey palette and I'm just going to pack a little bit more of that Going Nuts, which is this deep brown shade, and I'm just gonna pack this right on the outer part of the eye just because I feel like some of it got blended away and I can see the glitter like poofing up whenever I'm applying this, so just be wary of that. I'm then gonna take this like fluffy brush and I'm just gonna take a little bit of Honey Buns, which is like the yellow shade here. And I'm gonna just blend out the crease area just a little bit because I feel like when we applied that glitter it got a little bit harsh. Okay, so that's the Stila glitter shadow product, this guy right here. I really enjoyed this. I will say though, the fallout is real. Like the fallout is there, so just be wary of that. They're pretty chunky because they are like a glitter product, but they dry pretty quickly, so you have to work and blend with your finger pretty fast. They can be a little bit patchy if you don't work with them quickly, so just keep that in mind. Make sure you're going in sections and kind of blending out with your finger. So the next thing I have is this Lash Couture Faux Mink collection lashes by the brand Kiss. I've already tried these in the Boudoir style. I wore these probably about 2 weeks ago and I really love them. So whenever I saw a couple different styles, I immediately had to pick them up. So I'm gonna go ahead and open them here. These are in the shade Little Black Dress. They're like wispy type of lashes. So it takes me forever to put on fake lashes. So I'm gonna pop these fake lashes on and then I will be right back. Okay, so I've applied my false lashes. I think they look really nice. I'm not typically one to wear false lashes, but I've been kind of experimenting more with them and trying out different ones, finding out which ones I really like. I love the Ardell Wispy lashes, and these are kind of along the same like shape. They're very long, voluminous, and wispy-like, so I really like those. I did add a little bit of black liner like to connect the edges just so it didn't look super weird, but nothing with like a crazy wing or anything, so keeping it really simple. So as for lips, I do have the brand new Wet n Wild lip liners, and I'm not going to use these for this video. I did test one out whenever I did this tutorial, so if you want to check that out, I did put, it's like a peachy shade called Pink Flamingo, but I also picked up the shades Never Petal Down, Bear to Comment, and Red the Scene. So I have a pink one, a nude one, a red one, and then I have a peachy one somewhere here in this mess. But they're very emollient and they're very like non-drying, non-tacky type of lip liner. I really enjoyed it to apply my Liquid Catsuit matte lipsticks on top. The one lip product that I do have that is kind of newer is the Jordana Sweet Cream Matte Liquid Lipstick. I think I spoke about two of these, like two different colors in a previous video, but I went ahead and picked up this one. I actually found this one recently. This is the shade Buttercream Frosting. It's a really pretty like light pinky nude, and I'm gonna use this one today because I haven't used it yet. So I know it's not like a new product, but it's just a shade that I found. Okay, so I have this on. I think this is a really stunning, like everyday wearable, like nudie pink. It has a lot of pink undertones, but I really like that about it. I don't have a lot of nudes that are pink undertoned. I have a lot of warm undertoned nudes, and I don't know, I really like it. I like the consistency. I don't know if I'd wear it with this eye look, but I just wanted to test it out for you guys and let you know what I thought. I do really like it. It is a nice nude pink shade, so if you're looking for a nice light pink pale nude, then this one is a definite go-to. These smell amazing. They smell like straight up vanilla bean, and it's fantastic. So that completes this video. I've tried out a lot of products for you guys in this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you want to see more videos like this, please definitely let me know. If you have other suggestions, let me know those too. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel if you're not subscribed already, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!